In the past year, most of our lives have changed in one way or another. 2021, though, has seen an abundance of scientific breakthroughs as research from all over the globe has propelled our understanding of the modern world forwards. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be taking a look at 3 2021 discoveries, advancements, and breakthroughs. China's Advanced Artificial Sun Fusion Reactor just broke a new world record. Huge advancements in clean energy came in May of 2021 as the Chinese Academy of Science hit a new world record with their fusion machine. On May 28th, the fusion machine at the Chinese Academy of Science reached a staggering 120 million degrees Celsius. This temperature was maintained for 101 seconds, breaking the previous record. Before this staggering temperature, EAST, or the Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, managed to keep the plasma active for a similar length of time, but at a much lower temperature, at 50 million degrees Celsius, which was easier to control, and this was achieved back in 2017. Similarly, the fusion reactor is not unfamiliar with high temperatures, managing to hit 100 million degrees for just 10 seconds in 2018. May 2021 is the first time we have seen the best of both worlds, a good duration and high temperature. Whilst the stats might not mean much to the less technological amongst us, this has significant potential and represents a momentous leap forwards in space developments and sustainable clean energy sources. The blistering temperature of 100 million degrees is generally considered to be the target to hit in order to start generating power. Now, however, researchers in China have proven we can sustain, for at least 101 seconds, the plasma in the fusion machine at 120 million degrees Celsius, well above the threshold to generate power. For context, this is 8 times the temperature of the Sun's core. This milestone pushes us one step further to the artificial sun that could revolutionize energy usage. Li Miao, a physicist with the Southern University of Science and Technology, commented, "The breakthrough is significant progress, and the ultimate goal should be keeping the temperature at a stable temperature for a long time. The complexity of the research that goes into a fusion reactor largely comes from trying to emulate the conditions of the sun, as we hope to mimic similar chemical reactions to those that naturally occur in the star. Whereas gravity plays a key role in pushing the nuclei of the hydrogen atoms together in the sun, the same gravitational forces work against us here on Earth and cannot be replicated to reflect the sun's conditions. To compensate for this, the sky-high temperatures and the specialized nature of the generators used create a similar effect, or at least, with this new record, are getting closer to this same reaction occurring. The excessive heat and the length of time said heat can be maintained for means that the plasma can be held in place long enough for the fusion process to take place. The new record, showing a prolonged time and a high temperature, suggests we may not be as far off from this as we may have thought just a few months ago. In theory, if these practices can be smoothed out and made readily available, we would have a system to produce masses of energy on a huge scale without using greenhouse gases or producing much radioactive waste. Some people believe research into fusion power could lead us to the clean energy source we have been looking for. Whilst this is certainly an ideal solution, we are still a while away from this becoming a reality. So far, we use more energy to run the fusion reactor than we are able to gain from it, though it could be just a few decades until we achieve this cleaner energy system. Although a fair bit of trial and error, research and patience remain. This new record is a major breakthrough to making nuclear fusion a reliable energy source. One day, in the not-too-distant future, this could do wonders for the climate crisis. China landed its first rover on Mars. In July 2020, China National Space Administration, or CNSA, Tianwen-1 mission launched. An orbiter, lander and rover left Earth in a robotic spacecraft and headed to Mars. Now, in May of 2021, the rover has made it there. The landing of the Zhurong robot rover makes China the second country to operate a rover on Mars, behind only the US with NASA's rovers, famously named Sojourner, Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance. Zhurong's purpose is to investigate the rocks, atmosphere, and the surface of the red planet, though it will also look for subsurface water or ice, which could be indicators for life, especially subterranean species. Zhang Yehua, the deputy chief commander of the Tianwen-1 mission, explained that Zhurong was aiming to complete 92 days of operation, as perceived from Earth. This is equivalent to 90 days on Mars, known as sols. The data will be shared, collected, and retrieved through the orbiter. Yehua stated, "We hope we can get a comprehensive covering of Martian topography, landform, and environment, and the exploratory data of the radar detecting the Martian subsurface during 1 Martian year. This would provide CNSA with a large amount of data and profiling of resources and natural forms on Mars that had been gathered firsthand, as opposed to through the American NASA rovers." The Zhurong rover is solar-powered, has 6 wheels, and clocks in at a weight of 530 pounds. It was named after the god of fire and light under ancient Chinese mythology, who taught humans how to use fire, aptly referencing Mars's nickname as the planet of light. The naming of the rover was decided by the public via an online vote. Some decided this name was fitting due to it symbolizing the determination of the Chinese public to explore the universe, and that this determination was being ignited. Zhurong is expected to explore Utopia Planitia, the largest recognized impact basin on Mars. It has a huge diameter of 3,300 kilometers, and some speculate it once held an ocean, much earlier on in the planet's history. This is not the first time Utopia Planitia has been the focus of a space investigation, however, as NASA landed their Viking 2 mission in the large basin back in 1976. There are future plans that another rover will be joining the Mars team next year, as European and Russian space agencies are being seen collaborating with one another to send their rover, Rosalind Franklin, to Mars in 2022. We have also seen what could be considered previews of Zhurong in the past. China first embarked on an independent Martian mission after a failed collaboration with Russia on Yinghao-1, a Mars orbiter. The first early model of what would soon develop into Zhurong was displayed in 2014 at the 10th China International Aviation and Aerospace Exhibition, from which many could see similarities between this Mars rover design and the Yutu lunar rover China had already successfully landed on the Moon. Will Zhurong find forms of life? Could there be unexpected findings surrounding Mars's surface? Or could we find confirmation for assumptions that have already been made? China launches first module of new space station. Currently, the only space station in orbit is the International Space Station. The ISS has many space agencies involved from multiple countries, including the US, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada. Though following 2011 and alleged concerns for national security, China has been excluded from the ISS work. But with current plans, China could have their own space station in orbit and fully operational by 2022. The Tianhe module, one component of the Beijing space station, was launched from Wenchang Space Launch Center in April earlier this year. This module holds the living quarters for crew members and is the first permanent part of the station to have been launched, and a rather crucial one at that. China has previously sent 2 space stations into orbit, Tiangong-1 and Tiangong-2. However, these were temporary, trial stations designed to test the waters, stay for short periods of time, and were relatively simplistic. When fully assembled and completed, China's space station will consist of the Shenzhou, which is the crew capsule or lifeboat, the Wentian Science Lab, and the Mengtian Science Lab, and Xiangzhou, which is the robotic cargo ship, and Tianhe, the core to the space station with the main living quarters, the module that was launched in the spring of 2021. Current plans outline that in 2024, the ISS will retire, possibly leaving China's space station, Tiangong, as the only one in operation. Although Tiangong will be just a fraction of the size of the ISS, approximately a quarter of the size, China will become the sole country to have a science lab in orbit. A new space station is another step in the increasing space development plans China has announced within the last decade. An analyst specializing in China's space program, Chen Lang, has described the space station as a big deal, explaining that it will be the largest international space cooperation project for China. These exciting developments and advancements are just some examples of the ever-growing ambition in China's space program. Progressing in leaps and bounds, the research and information that will be gained could be revolutionary. From the artificial sun that will no doubt help us here on Earth, to technology based further afield, the Beijing space program marks true progress in modern science. But what do you make of these scientific breakthroughs? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.